Hi, I'm Florian and this video is all about home gym. Who's this video for? You don't currently go to the gym and you're thinking about what equipment to buy, not sure if you have enough space at home, not sure how much you should invest, then this video is for you. I try to address the typical questions that home gym beginners or home gym upgraders have, and the video is divided into the following chapters. 1. Benefits, why home gym at all? 2. Exercises, what can I do at home? This is closely related to point 3, equipment. What training equipment do I need at home? And this is also leading to point 4, space requirements, and also to 5, costs. How much do I have or should I invest? And number 6, motivation. This aspect is particularly important to me. In other words, how do I make sure that I keep at it in the long term and that my purchases don't end up in the dusty basement after a short time. In the video description, you will also find the links to these chapters. That means you can simply skip the parts that might not be relevant to you. Okay, chapter 1, let's move on to the benefits of training at home. I think the main benefits are obvious and don't really need much explanation since the pandemic. In case you are still not sure, here are the arguments pro home gym from my point of view. The 2 biggest advantages are independence and gain of time. You are the boss and you determine the opening hours. You are not dependent on any pandemic regulations. Your favorite equipment is not always occupied. You don't have to travel to the gym, look for a free locker, etc. That means you can use your time efficiently, and even after a long day at work, you can either do a short workout in the evening or take a few breaks in between if you are working in the home office. The excuse no time is no longer valid. Ideally, you don't even have any setup time at all, but can really get off your desk or couch and onto the exercise mat or weight bench within 10 seconds. The other aspect is focus. There are a lot of distractions in the gym that can be nice, but doesn't necessarily lead to always completing your workout as planned. Sometimes the moaning or the smell of the person working out next to you can also be annoying. Even these little things can sometimes be annoying in the gym. And another aspect does not apply to all people, but there is definitely the phenomenon of gym intimidation. This describes that some people feel intimidated and observed. They may be worried that they are making a fool of themselves and would rather train in a more private environment. So another advantage, home gym. Alright, let's move on to chapter 2. Which exercises are the best in the home gym? There is no general answer to that. We all have individual prerequisites. Some have pre-existing conditions or mobility restrictions. Nevertheless, it can be said that for almost all people that they should train as holistically as possible and move along the axis of strength endurance and hypertrophy training. That means muscle building, precisely because we all tend to experience one-sided stress in our everyday lives. We should make sure that we challenge our entire body and all muscle groups in our training. Ideally, you should do exercises that involve several muscle groups at the same time as they involve movements across several joints. A good example of a good exercise combination is the so-called Big 5, which is recommended for almost every athlete. The Big 5 includes 1. The squat, which challenges your thigh and gluteal muscles. The pull-up is a pulling movement that works your back muscles. The pull-up is a very advanced exercise nevertheless. Alternatively, the lat pull-down, where you do not move your entire body weight, or rowing work well. On the other hand, the classic bench press as a push exercise belongs to the Big 5. The push-up is the typical body weight exercise here. A movement that is very close to everyday life is the deadlift. This involves lifting a load from the floor using the strength of your lower back muscles and also your leg muscles. You can do this well at home with a water box. A little more special, but also very close to everyday life, is bringing a weight up above head height. This is called a shoulder press. I would definitely add core exercises as number 6 to the Big 5. The best example is the plank in all its variations. And combine exercises from these areas and you are already on the right track when it comes to the right exercises in your home gym. Chapter 3, training equipment. When you talk about exercise, you can't avoid exercise equipment. Of course, you can do a large number of exercises with your own body weight, and you only need a gym mat or yoga mat. At the latest, when you're a bit more trained and you want to build up muscles, you should do around 10 repetitions. Then you usually need a higher training stimulus, except maybe for the pull-up. But here you also need a pull-up bar. My basic recommendation, use training equipment that offers you the greatest possible variety of exercises. What are they? There is a blog article in which you can find an overview of exactly this question. You can find the link to the blog article in the video descriptions. Naming a few, resistance bands are extremely versatile. They come in a wide range of resistances and are also suitable for muscle building. For some exercises, however, you also need an external anchor point, such as a pull-up bar or wall bars. I am also a fan of gym rings and suspension trainers, both of which are super versatile and perfect for functional exercises. That is, everyday movements or exercises that use several muscle groups at the same time. Of course, weights come into play at some point. There are kettlebells and of course dumbbells and barbells. Think carefully about whether you really want to use barbells at home. Not only do they take up a lot of space because of their pure size, but they also take up a lot of space just to store the plates. In addition, a special sports floor is required if you want to avoid stress with your neighbors. So my recommendation, if you don't have a dedicated gym anyway, is rather go for dumbbells. So, to sum up, my advice is to use equipment that allows you to do a variety of exercises. For me, training equipment and motivation go hand in hand, and I'm convinced of solutions that offer a lot of variety even after a long time. Chapter 4, space requirements. Of course, the space required depends on the training equipment. If you start with a mini setup consisting of a mat and a few resistance bands, 2 square meters will be enough. You should always have that. With so little equipment, you don't have to worry about storing it. If you're thinking about a weight bench or a squat rack, you will quickly reach 5 to 8 square meters. You should then think carefully about whether you want to integrate it into your existing living space. If you can imagine that a part of your living room or study will permanently look like a gym, then this is feasible. My recommendation, however, is that you should think about a visually clean integration so that you or your partner don't notice after 2 years at the latest that the weight bench is quite disturbing. Chapter 5, investment. Kaching. How much do I need to or do I have to invest in a home gym? Of course, there is no general answer to this question. You can invest anything between 0 and easily 20,000 euros for a home gym. If you are in the category of commercial fitness equipment manufacturers, you can easily spend 8,000 euros just for a treadmill. If that is worth it to you, then you're sure to have a top-of-the-line machine. I actually don't want to talk too much about prices here. You can quickly research and compare them on the internet if you know what kind of training equipment you want. But what is important to me is the perspective on the cost aspect. I see the home gym as a sustainable investment in a healthy and fit lifestyle. Your new iPhone for 1,000 euros and more is already outdated after 2 to 4 years, and you might already be getting the next version. At your home gym, maybe a resistance band made of natural rubber wears out over time, but you usually don't need an update or a new chip. If you invest your money wisely, you will get something out of this investment for the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years, and you should perhaps consider it as just that, so as an investment in your health instead of a purchase. Personally, I want to use my home gym for the rest of my life, regardless of whether I return to the classic gym or not after the pandemic. Chapter 6, motivation. For me, this is the central aspect when we talk about home gym. Monotony is the killer. I love pizza, but if I ate pizza every night, I would quickly get sick of it. The same goes for your workout. Both your mind and your muscles want variation. If you always use the same training stimuli, you will quickly get bored with your training, and your muscles will also not develop further. Therefore, vary exercises, use training equipment that can give you a variety in your exercises. Make sure that even after a few years you still enjoy looking at your home gym and that it is integrated in such a way that you don't have to spend a lot of time cleaning up before your workout can start. Keyword short setup time. So vary your workouts. Your training protocols, for example, include a Tabata workout once a week if you usually only work with long rests between your sets. So if necessary, get some inspiration from another fitness YouTuber or fitness app. Try other forms of exercises like yoga or Pilates. Incorporate flexibility training. Your eyes and ears train with you. Create an atmosphere in which you enjoy exercising. Alright, conclusion. There is no such thing as the perfect home gym. There are too many variables. There is always just the right home gym for you and for your personal needs. Did you already start to set up your own home gym? What are your experiences? Do you have a different opinion? Feel free to write it in the comments, and thanks for watching.